So here's a target I set up for Nick to shoot at 350. And just so you know, we turn and look back up on the hill. You look back up there by the corral, you can see the side-by-side Nick set up there. He's got the table and the lead sled and everything, just so we can make sure we're shooting accurately and get a good reading on how well the yardage turret works and determine if we stay with it or go back to the MOA turret. Well, that's not too bad at 350. I mean, he shot 3, but he realized the first shot we didn't adjust the turret. So, if anything, a smidge high. Pretty happy with that. We're now moving it back to 500. See how we're looking, but I think I'm going to like the yardage turret. We'll see. I'll let you know. Okay, whenever you're ready, Nick. No rush. Get yourself set up good. Opening day of whitetail season. We'll have to see how we do. So we've been out here glassing for a few hours. I've glassed up 4 does. No bucks yet. Did see I heard a javelina over on the other hillside and watched them for a little while, and they can see where they're bedded down under a tree, trying to get out of the heat. We're probably going to hang here a few more minutes, and then we're going to get ready to head over to the blind. Okay, Nick and I are sitting here in our blind, and just so you know what we're looking at, right down here there's a tank, and then there's a drinker tank right beside it, and then right above it in that opening, just to the left of the tank up there on the hill, there's another drinker tank. So we basically are sitting here where we have 2 tanks in our view. This first one's about 100 yards away. The second one's about 250. So definitely shooting range for either one if something comes in that's big enough for Nick to shoot at. So we'll see. Got 2 does over there watering the tank. The far tank back there. See if it lets me zoom in enough that you can see them or not. Where is it? Right there they go. Right there they are. Oh, dang it. There you go. Making their move off now. But Nick got his gun up, was ready. Fortunately, we couldn't grow antlers on them, so we tried. I asked Nick there if he has his earplugs in and everything, man. He was ready to pop one if it would let us have a chance. So. Well, Saturday morning, we're back out here, back on the ridge we glass from in the mornings. Nick's off to my right a little bit, glassing. We saw does yesterday and saw pigs, but we never did see any bucks. Hoping that we have a little better luck today and get Nick on something. Nick and I are here, you can see him there glassing. There's a guy sitting on the far hill. Pretty good sized buck, it looked like to me. Came flying down that hill, went right down on the bottom. So now we're trying to glass and see if he pop out of the thick stuff. If he does, he'll be in our range. But he went in there a little bit ago, but he was barreling down the hill. So I don't know if the guy on the other hill scared him or what, something did, and he just came flying down the hill. So we're pretty happy we at least saw something. First buck we've seen. Got his stool set up. He already sat down, was ready to shoot if anything came out, but it hasn't come out yet. So we're gonna just keep watching, and hopefully we'll get a chance to shoot at something a little bit. Well, we made it to the blind, and just as we were coming out, we heard a javelina way off. They're kind of headed up towards the corner. And sure enough, they just came over the hill as we got in the blind. And they're down there probably drinking on the overflow. They're just standing right there. Nick and I are just watching them. They're just having a good old time. Probably enjoying a nice cool drink, and now it looks like they might be getting ready to head out. The samurai driving through, so they're all running across the road again. Over towards the other tank, and I'm sure up the hill. Just across the road. Yep. We got a little buck drinking down there at the tank. Nick thinks he's going to take a shot. When it gets clear enough, he doesn't have to hit the tank. So you dialed it to 250? Yeah. Okay. It's up to you, buddy, okay? Okay, he stops. You got to be on him and ready to pop him. Oh, stop, dude, stop. Oh, shit. Damn it. Okay. Watch up above, Nick. He might come out. Should come up above the tree somewhere. Hopefully he'll stop. But so he's got to be further, though. It's him. Okay, but he'll stop. You're going to have to aim just a smidge high if he stops. Gives you a shot. Just whoop! Can I take him? Bad angle. Shit. Alright. I'll try to stop him for you. Here we are on Sunday morning. Back at it, glassing for whitetails. We're down in the spot we've seen them quite a few times, but I saw a doe a few minutes ago. She was working through the thick stuff about 600 yards away, but I lost her in those trees and thicket, but she seemed to be by herself. I didn't see anything with her. Okay, we're back in the blind. You can see we fixed the blind. We got Jurassic World or something. Universal Studios towel in the back to keep the sun from shining in, to keep us a little bit cooler. But as you can see, Nick's over here. He's all ready. There's a doe at the far tank, just taking a drink. If it was a buck, it would be a perfect shot for Nick. But it's a doe. He's getting a good drink. Yeah, a good sized one, but this is definitely getting a little action. Hopefully we'll get the same thing with a buck. Okay. She ran out. They're probably 75 yards. 2 does and a buck. Gotta be sure which one's which, Nick, okay?
Dang it, the buck's right in front of a doe.
I know. Well, just wait. One of them will step away at some point, okay? It's Monday morning now. We're still chasing those little whitetails. Had a really good day yesterday. Nick and I were sitting by the water, and a decent fork and 2 does came in. Nick was lined up and ready to shoot, but a doe was standing directly behind the fork, so he couldn't take that shot. And when the fork moved, it just moved right behind some brush, went down the hill, and we never saw it again. So we weren't able to get a shot off, but a pretty good day. As you can see, the sun's getting ready to come up over the hill here, so I'm going to keep glassing. Hoping you can see these. There's a herd of pigs down there. Just wandering through the bottom. Sitting in the blind. Unfortunately, I think there was a deer walking up the road from behind us when I drove back in, which is the direction that you can't see from here. Because Nick saw it jump over, go down into the draw when I got here. I didn't see it. He said it was right on the road. It just went down the draw where they normally come out of. So I did try to glass down there, but didn't see anything. So we're just hoping, if anything, it was a doe. And
Looked like a doe.
that's what Nick thinks it was. So well, hopefully that's a good sign. At least something came in, and hopefully we'll have some more come in a little bit with some antlers, and Nick will be ready to line her up and let her rip. You see it yet? Should be coming in just from the right.
I don't see it yet.
I saw its head sticking out behind a tree there. But
I got my eyes in the tank.
yeah, it's coming out. It's a freaking doe. Trying to grow spikes on it for you, Nick, but I don't think I can. I was hoping we're going to get at least a little spiker, but no such luck. But encouraging thing is there's still deer moving, so I don't know if another one will join or not, but we're trying. Good morning. It's our last day. Hoping for some last morning magic. Hopefully we're going to get something in here for Nick to take a shot at. I think we're ready for anything with antlers today. So it could be a unicorn, and there'll be a bullet going down range, so we probably got about a half day before we have to go and start packing camp. Okay, one of them's getting ready to come out. I think that's a spike, isn't it? It's right below the water tank to the right.
Yeah, it looks like a spike.
Okay, anytime you got a clear shot. Yep, that's definitely a spike. He's going to give you a great angle there, Nick. Anytime, buddy. Okay, here we are. We have been here on this last morning. We're going to hunt till about lunchtime. I think it was about 10 o'clock. We saw some what we thought were a couple does cross the hill over here. We knew they were headed to water, so we're watching. There were a bunch of cattle on the water tank, and a doe and a little spike wanted to come in, but couldn't, so they kind of ran over the far hill. And I told him, I said, well, I think they might come back. And then I don't know how long it was, maybe 40 minutes later, they came back over the hill and started to go into the tank, and Nick got a shot. And we, unfortunately, shot right over top of it on that shot. And we were disappointed. We ran down, tried to cut them off, and they were running across the hill. So we came back up into the blind, sat here, said, well, it's getting about lunchtime. We're going to eat lunch and leave. And I looked up, and here came a doe back on into the tank. And sure enough, that spike came back up. And Nick got a second shot, and we believe he may have hit it. It sprinted off. I couldn't see any dirt kick up, which makes me think that he probably hit it. But we aren't sure, so we decided we'll eat lunch and then we'll go down and investigate and find out what happens, and we'll do an update once we get down there. This is the water tank he was at. He was standing right around this spot, and Nick's pointing, gun barrel pointing to where you could see some blood. And if you come over here, there's a little chunk of meat on this rock. So we know that he went off in the direction I'm pointing. Between those two trees is where I saw him tear out of here. So we're gonna head over that way and see what we can find. So I'll let Nick kind of go. We're gonna look for blood along the way, but we know the angle. We have looked around a little bit before I started the video to look for blood, and we haven't had a lot of luck. Yeah, see, that looks like blood, but it's just a leaf on a rock. He was headed right down between these two trees, and that's where I kind of lost him, as he got down a little bit, because that got behind a rise for us. But we knew this was the angle. I mean, we started looking, and I even went back up on the hill and just verified what angle he left at, because we didn't find any blood right here initially, so we're kind of confused. But we're trying to work our way down here and continuing to look for blood, see if there's anything. There's Nick going down the hill a little bit. And we still have not recovered blood anywhere, so we're not quite sure what's going on. We'll keep going. What's up? Oh! Oh! Woo! Right there under the tree, right where the angle he was headed at. It's kind of hard to see, but his white belly's showing a little bit.
Beginning to look like a rock.
So yeah, we're loving it. We're loving it. Yeah, buddy.